At some point, you have to ask yourself a question that most people avoid. What if the problem is me? And not in a self hating way, and not in a nothing is my fault way either, but just an honest way. Because as long as everything else is everyone else's fault, nothing in your life is really ever going to change at all. For a long time, I blamed everybody and everything outside of me. Failed relationships, it was the wrong people. Anger, just how I am. Things not working out, it was just bad circumstances. And on the surface, some of that might have been true, but it wasn't the full truth. Because no matter where I went, no matter who I was around, I kept getting the same results. The same arguments, the same frustrations, the same endings. And eventually it hit me. I'm the only common factor in all of this. In every situation, in every relationship, in every outcome, I was there. And that's a hard realization to sit with. Because now I can't sit here and point the fingers at anybody anymore. The only person I can point a finger at is me. And when I really started looking, I didn't just see what happens to me, I also saw how I responded to it. I responded with the anger, the defensiveness, the pride, the way I would shut down instead of communicating, or just simply react instead of thinking. The way I pushed good people away and held on to the wrong ones. And for the first time, I had to admit some of the damage in my life honestly came from me. Now, that doesn't mean everything that happened to me was my fault. There were things I went through that I didn't choose, things I didn't understand, things I didn't deserve. But what I did with those experiences, how I carried them, how I acted because of them, that part was on me. And that's where everything started to change, because once you stop blaming everything else, you finally have power. Power to look at your patterns, power to question your reactions, and power to do something different. It's uncomfortable, and it's not very easy. It'll hit your pride, and it'll force you to admit things that you don't want to admit, but it's the only way forward. A lot of people never get to this point because it's easier to stay the victim. It's easier to say, they did this, or they caused that, or that's just how life is, and stay stuck. But if you actually want your life to change, you have to be willing to look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth, even when that truth doesn't feel good. For me, the truth was rather simple. I had things that I needed to fix. I had patterns that I needed to break. I had emotions that I needed to sit down and understand for myself. And I had a life that I needed to take responsibility for. And once I accepted that, I stopped feeling stuck. Because now I had something I didn't have before. Control. In the next video, I'm going to show you what I actually started doing to change my life and break those patterns for real.